Hi. So thank you for joining me. We're reading a little story from our Inherited Wisdom, which is a collection of stories about some of our human traits, but also of nature, just to remind us of those everyday things that give us insight into our special qualities of kindness and caring and actually even letting go. And today the story is about tears. And it begins with a poem. All of these little stories start with a poem, and this particular poem is from St. Catherine of Siena. It's probably it was a part of a larger text, but written a while back, and it's translated by Daniel Ladinsky. What is it you want to change? Your hair, your face, your body. Why? For God is in love with those things, and he might weep when they are gone. So our story is about tears, and the photo that I chose is of dewdrops, reminding us that when the dew is there in the morning, there's that sort of sweet, melancholy time. Zoe had become a shadow of herself. The feisty, insightful artist that I had known was barely visible in the woman that sat across from me. It was almost as though she had taken her talent as an accomplished painter and transformed it into an image of who she thought she should be, inside and out. She had created a slender, coiffed mannequin, able to talk about the weather, organizations she was supporting, and other general topics. I felt sad. It was as though Zoe's uniqueness had been paved over. No amount of my weeping would ever bring back her drive for artistic work. Instead, like the flooded streets in a city after a storm, all the wild, unruly part of her that made her a great artist was now hidden beneath the layers. With her more intuitive and natural self sealed away, tears could no longer seep into her heart. Being with Zoe reminded me of the gift of crying. When tears flow, our thoughts and voice are stilled. We cannot talk when we weep. There is only the rush of the waters from our eyes and the release within the recesses of our heart. Gradually, our sorrows and attachments dissipate. We become deeply aware of the enormity of loss in the world, not just Zoe's voice and the works of art she will never create, but the multitude of disasters, tragedies, calamities, and injustices. Then, with pure knowingness and awareness in the heart, there is exuberant joy for the gift of tears and the clarity that they bring. Tears are a response of the heart. They represent moments beyond what the mind can comprehend. Around the world, there are legends about the first appearance of tears and traditions that ritualize tears. Weeping has symbolized the overflowing of the waters of divine love. Tears are signs of ecstasy, grief, gratitude, elation, longing, and the grace of transcendence. When tears are cool to the touch, they are considered an expression of one being in the state of superlative happiness. The symbolism of tears and weeping appears in the writing of saints and mystics around the world. To weep with longing for God was to know God. Unlike Zoe, who sought societal acceptance through crafting a safe and predictable persona, the female mystic saints, like St. Catherine of Siena, often challenged the societal norms and were fiercely independent. Rather than become immune to worldly suffering, they embraced it and served the poor and the destitute. Their similarity to Zoe's is that they took extreme measures to transform their minds and bodies, but for the purpose of being apt vessels of divine messages and love. Those messages continue to nourish those who weep for the divine. May you be well, may you take care, and may you do all you can to care for yourself and others. And I hope you'll join me again. Our Inherited Wisdom, little stories with little practices and poems. Take care. Bye.